Motherfucking Freeman. Be the bad guy. Play. You know. Come on. It's the cartel. Hey, Tony Martin. Tony Martin. Tony Martin. Tony Martin. Think about my ear. Tony Martin. Tony Martin. Tony Martin.
About to cut the boys. Tony Montana. Tony Montana. Tony Montana. What's good? Welcome to that good Niners remix of KC's Corner. Welcome everybody. As you can see, I'm in a much better mood this week. Coming off the 49ers destruction of the Washington Redskins on Monday Night Football last night. It was a great thing to watch. It was good to see this team play with some confidence out there. That's the one thing that I really liked watching this team. They looked like they played with an aura. They played with a swagger out there that had been gone for about a week and a half, especially on the offensive end. And it was good for them to get a win. We all know Washington is no good. If you listen to my KC's Corner NFL preview, I called this way back when. And they've probably been a little worse than I even thought they would be. With that being said, the Niners had a job to do, and there was a certain way that job had to be done. They had to totally dominate the Washington Redskins for people to feel good about this football team, and that's exactly what they did. Destroyed them 27-6. Just a good win. Just a good ass whooping that this team needed. Get into a couple things that stood out to me about this game. First and foremost, Ahmad Brooks and Aldon Smith were absolute monsters on Monday night. I mean, they were everywhere. It was a thing of beauty to see these guys going out there playing hard-nosed football and solidifying the fact that this is, without a shadow of a doubt, hands down, positively the best linebacking core in football. When you look at, of course, Patrick Willis, the Hall of Famer, Navarro Bowman, who may not be far away, Aldon Smith, who if he can keep his head straight, may be a Hall of Fame type player. And then you got the guy Ahmad Brooks, who would be the feature linebacker on pretty much every other team. Maybe Carolina, might have Kuechly ahead of him, but pretty much every other team in the league, Ahmad Brooks is your featured linebacker, and he's the fourth best linebacker on this team, and he was killing it on Monday night. Like I said, him and Aldon Smith, they had a big time party in the backfield, in the Redskins backfield, and they just look possessed, man. And it goes to a bigger point about this defense that I see every time they step on the field. This defense is ready, man. This defense as a whole is ready. They are Super Bowl ready. And I've said it from the start of the season. I said it in the preseason that this defense looks like they were ready to channel that 2011 49er defense and be that good again. And even in the losses, in the Seattle loss, in the Indianapolis loss, New Orleans and Carolina, defense hasn't been the problem. The offense has always been the problem. The offense has either had the defense out there too long, turned the ball over and put them in bad situations, or just hasn't given them enough points to win. The defense has never been the problem this year, in my opinion, and they're starting to get stronger. Aldon Smith, like I talked about a little bit before, is starting to get his legs back after his hiatus, and he's starting to get back into football shape. You got, obviously, the linebackers, P-Dub, Bowman, Ahmad Brooks, doing what they do. Cowboy, Justin Smith. This guy looks ready to go. He is ready for the playoffs right now. He's ready for the stretch run. I love what I'm seeing out of Justin. He was phenomenal on Monday night. And even the secondary Whitner's out there playing out of his mind. Eric Reed is doing a great job in his rookie season. Carlos Rogers is out there doing a good job. They lost Terrell Brown. They didn't miss a beat. They threw Eric right in there, Tremaine Brock. The secondary's playing great. I can't say enough about this 49er defense right now. They are making me look like a prophet with how I feel about what I said about their defense to start the season and what's actually coming to fruition. His defense is the best defense in football. I don't give a damn what you talk about with that Carolina nonsense. I don't give a damn what you talk about with the Seattle nonsense. I show respect to them. Those are great defenses, but this is the best defense in football. And this is one of the reasons, like I talked about a couple weeks ago. I don't know if it was on the show or if I was talking to the homie on the phone. As much as we want to play every game we can at home in San Francisco, as much as we don't want to have to go to Seattle if we don't have to, I don't think this team is afraid to go anywhere in the playoffs. I don't think they're worried in the slightest about going anywhere in the playoffs, especially the defense. This team could win on Mars if they had to. If it was, I'm talking about defensively. Defensively, they will show up no matter where we play, whether it's in San Francisco, Seattle, New Orleans, my backyard, Mars. It doesn't matter. They don't give a damn. They're ready to play football whenever that clock starts, whenever that ball's kicked off, and they're ready to put in the hurt on somebody. And they're getting in that stretch run. They're starting to find their groove, and I just hope it continues. I'm fully confident that it will, but yeah, I just got to give mad props to the defense, man. Mad props to the defense, and they flexed their muscles again on Monday night, being the only team in about 2-3 years that hasn't allowed RG3 in the end zone. I think they had 30 total yards allowed in the second half of that Redskins game. I mean, it was completely dominant. And the Redskins aren't very good. Don't get it twisted. But the one thing I have seen them do throughout the season is they've at times they put up points. They're number one rushing team in football. And I've seen them put up points, whether they're coming from behind or whatever the case may be. There's been times when the offense has shown life and they've been able to move the ball. They couldn't get anything done against San Francisco. It was a complete mismatch. So yeah, big up to the defense, man. Another thing that I saw out there Monday night, I really liked Manningham getting involved early and often. Cap was looking for him. Manningham was getting open. He looks pretty good. He looks like he's getting his legs under him. Like he's starting to, this is his preseason right here, essentially. You know what I'm saying? This is game 3 of the preseason for him. And he's starting to feel a little better, it looks like, out there on the field. Cap is looking for him. He's starting to get open. That slant is really working for Manningham. He's doing a great job on that. And I like what I'm seeing out of him. And with Manningham being effective, that'll lead to more one-on-one opportunities for Anquan Bolden. And Cap did a great job of just getting the ball to Anquan. I talked about it a couple weeks ago about how I want Anquan to get open and stop talking about, well, even if I'm covered, I'm really open, all that other nonsense. Well, you know what I'm saying? In one respect, it is nonsense. In another respect, I got to pay respect to Anquan Bolden because he's the best at doing that. Even if somebody is in his vicinity, it does look like he's covered. If you give him an opportunity, I trust him making a play. I've seen it when he was with Baltimore. I've seen it in the Super Bowl, and I've seen him do it this year. And Cap did a good job of trusting him and getting the ball to Anquan in his vicinity. He went and got it. And I'm not. When I said that I wanted him to get open, yes, I want him to get open, but that doesn't mean that you totally dismiss the fact that he is the best at catching the ball when covered, or one of the best, I should say. And Cap did a good job of that. Really, what it comes down to, and what is very clear to me right now with the San Francisco 49ers, and just how I wax poetically about the defense, it really comes down to this. Colin Kaepernick, this team will only go as far as Colin Kaepernick will take them. He's the key. If he plays well, this team, in my opinion, can't lose. Point blank period. If Colin Kaepernick is playing well, that's not turning the ball over, that's being effective, being efficient, Just like what he did this last night, 15 to 24 or whatever he had, 250 plus yards or whatever the case may be. If he's giving you that, you notice I didn't even say anything about a 400-yard game, 5 touchdowns, nothing like that. If he's giving you efficient quarterback play, not turning the ball over, giving you about 250 yards, a touchdown or two, and moving the chains on third down, this team can't lose. And mark my words when I say that. If Cap is doing that, they can't lose. He's the key. If he plays good, if he plays well, this team can't lose, man. I'm gonna keep saying it till the cows come home. I've seen it. I've dissected this team. I've studied this team, and this is what I see. Also, the other thing that I see out of that is Cap playing good also opens up the run game. I know people like to talk about how the Niners need to round the ball and they need to pound the rock, get it to Frank Gore or whatever. It's a chicken and the egg situation, because if you can't pass the ball, essentially you can't run the ball. They're going to put 8, 9 guys in the box, and I don't care how good that offensive line is or how good Frank Gore is. You can't run against 9 guys, all right? So if they're able to pass the ball, that will definitely open up the run game. And if they're able to run, that will definitely open up the pass game. It sounds very simple, but it's elementary football, and it's definitely based on what this 49er team does. They're not New Orleans, where they're just going to pass regardless if they're running the ball or not, or Green Bay or somebody like that, even Tom Brady to a certain extent. They're one and the same. The pass game complements the run game complements the pass game. And if Cap is going, that means he's going in the passing game, and that running game is also going to get to go, because now instead of looking at 9 in the box, maybe you're looking at 7. You know what I mean? And they can handle 7. They can handle 7. So really good to see Cap look a little confident out there again, and look like he had a little fun out there on Monday night. Got on G-Row a lot in the past couple of weeks. I thought he called a pretty good game. They got the ball downfield. Cap took chances downfield and trusted his receivers. I saw a lot more vertical plays. You know what I mean? I saw a lot more home run hitting plays. You see Vernon Davis run a couple down the seam and get that ball down the field, just to get them defenders thinking that that is a possibility. So I thought everybody got back in their groove. I said it all week. This is exactly what the doctor ordered for this team. The Washington Redskins defense. This is that the Washington Redskins. They're like Theraflu. You know what I mean? They're like Advil. All right, whatever the case may be. You're not feeling good. You got a headache. You're stressed out. Just take that. You'll feel good in the morning. Simple as that. And that's what happened here. It also made you think about the 2 weeks prior to that, and I think I mentioned it on here. But if I didn't, I just want to reiterate the frustrating losses for sure. But the Niners went up against 2 probable playoff teams, in the Panthers and the Saints, and they lost by a play in both games. And they didn't play good at all. The Niners didn't play good at all offensively, and they lost by pretty much a play on each game. And that's a glass half full situation. I understand that, but that's also, that's also one way to look at this, and one way to remember that it is a marathon, that this is a good football team, that this is a Super Bowl contender. And while you definitely don't want to lose those games, you want to be on the other side of the situation, saying like, hey, we won these close games or whatever the case may be, you still got to respect the fact that that's not the end of your season. All right, by no means, and that's not necessarily a situation where it's a cry for panic. It's a cry to turn things around, which I think they did, and I think they're on the right track of doing. But this is a good football team. It's a damn good football team. This is a Super Bowl contending football team. And just like the fan base, that team expects nothing less. They expect to get to the Super Bowl and win it this time. Jim Harbaugh's not afraid to say it. The players aren't afraid to say it. And they all understand, and I truly believe that they understand that this is definitely a marathon, and they're in it for the long haul, and they're in it to get right going into the playoffs. So far, it looks like they're on a good path. We'll see what happens next week as we jump into next week. Niners, Rams at the stick. This is going to be a good game. The Rams are playing good football. They lost Bradford, obviously, But they're starting to find a way to get Tavon Austin involved. They got a running game that's starting to show a little life. The defense is swarming all over the place, getting pressure on the quarterback. It's going to be a good test for the San Francisco 49ers. When I thought about coming off the Saints game, I said,